Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another SWGOH video. I can't believe it's already Friday, but before we get our weekends going, there's one important thing we have to do, and that is complete the Galactic Challenge for today. Now this time we are taken to the planet of Takodana yet again. It feels like we had it not too far ago, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago or something like that. So that's the one with the death mark thing that could get annoying, but we'll actually make a use of that to make completing our feats easier this time. Now we're going up against a team of Resistance, so we got a Ray Jedi training lead, and you do have to use Sith to get all the best rewards here. So let's have a look at the modifiers. As mentioned before, it was quite recently we had this one, if I remember correctly, Safe Haven. So that's the modifier for planet of Takodana, and basically whichever unit deals damage first will get a permanent death mark on them until they are defeated. So you know, this could be tricky, but in both cases we will make use of these mechanics to work in our favor. Now the modifier here, Grim Machinatos, probably butchered that word, but anyway, it's for the Sith. And essentially whenever a Sith ally is defeated, the other Sith will be gaining some stacking boost. Most importantly, we'll be gaining 50% max health. And why that is important, because one of the feats is about recovering health. So the more health you have, the more damage you can take in a big single hit, and then the more health you can actually afterwards recover. So this is very important here to keep in mind when we'll be doing all the feats. And finally, for the Resistance, they too will be getting stacking, lots of bonuses. However, not when anybody is defeated, but whenever they gain a buff. And these guys will be stacking buffs very quickly if you don't keep them under control, because BB-8 can start spreading secret intel. All of them have some sort of foresight going on and things like that. So they'll start ramping up their stats, mostly, you know, damage and turn meter that might affect you. So definitely want to keep those under control. And also OG Finn himself as well, he's in there at Relic 7. He himself's got some stacking damage as well on both of his basic and special. So you really have to pay attention, especially on him once he starts putting some big hits on your guys. And we got feats up next. Obviously you have to, as always, complete the battle, and you have to win after defeating at least 3 enemies in the same turn. Now there are more ways to do this. Just for this feat I just always like to use the Sith Empire trio, get them low health, line them up, and then Basti with her Wild Lightning can take them out in a single hit. So I'll do this again. And then Strength through Passion. Now this is probably one of the most challenging feats we have, where because your Sith allies have to recover 1.5 million health from Sith ally abilities. Again, you know, having a progress counter for this feat would go a long way, because like this you're just taking a guess how much health you recovered, and you have no way of knowing what works and what doesn't. When we had this feat last time, I did Treya lead, and then Nilos was recovering lots of health from Treya's lead, but that didn't count for some reason. Now finally, obviously have to complete with a full team of Sith units. Now you can probably discrush them, you can, you know, use a different team, but I'll just use here Sith Empire to complete 3 out of 4 feats. And then for last one, again, I'll use Sith, and I'll just bring in Walt. So there'll be 2 battles for you. First, I'll show you the Sith Empire, completing 3 out of 4 feats, and then the second battle will be the Malak Wat loop. Alright, so this is the team that I'm using here for the first battle, where I complete 3 out of 4 feats. Now I've tried initially Darth Revan lead, but then under Darth Revan lead these guys just do too much damage, and it's very hard to line them up all in, you know, low health, that then Basti can go ahead and finish them off with her Wild Lightning. So I switched over to Palpatine lead to reduce the damage output of my team, and as well as, you know, that we get some turn meter train going, because otherwise you might also struggle to keep up with their turn meter train. And then Palpatine can apply shock on his basics, so they can't gain buffs and they can't gain bonus turn meter. So it's a very good team here that you can keep them under control while you're slowly getting them into red, and then Basti can finish them off. So let me show my mods here. Got Pulp here, mine's at Relic 7, he's modded for some speed and potency. Up next got Bastila at Relic 5, now she's modded for speed at 308, also got some potency on her. Then up next Malak, mine's at Relic 3, his speed is at 294. Then Darth Revan at Relic 4, modded for speed at 326. And then finally here, I just put Savage here, because this is one of the things that actually it's easier to do if you have some lower gear Sith in there, because you don't want to be doing too much damage, because you'll be taking them out too quickly if you take in a fully relicked Sith squad. So this is, you know, my weakest here Sith that I have, Savage, you know, just some random mods. He's 7-star, but he's only gear 8. I don't even have all Omegas on him. Okay, here we go. So Darth Revan will go first. There we go. And then that's why, because he dealt the damage the first one, he will get death mark on him, but that's fine, because every time he's hit, he'll be equalizing health with whoever is the healthiest. So this is Malak, which will then trigger Malak thresholds that he will then quickly get his bonus turns. Then he'll be able to then quickly drain a Rey there. First, just trying to keep all these taunts under control here. So start applying shocks. Now Revan's got healing immunity on him, so I don't want to do AoE, because then BB-8 might counterattack. So there we go, we got a first drain off on Rey. Okay, see if we can land ability block. So there we go, again, health equalization. So that's not a problem for Revan if he gets death mark. There we go, we took out Rey now. Now just a case of, without Rey, you know, they can't really do much here. Now just a case of keeping them stunned, shocked, under control, while you're slowly working down their health and protection, get them in the red, then Basti can finish them off. That's why I said you do not want to use here, you know, any big damage dealers, because under Darth Revan was very hard to line them up in low health, because, you know, Revan and Basti and Malak as well, they were, you know, doing some big hits. But under Pulse Lead, you get lots of turns because of his turn meter train, and then, you know, you're not hitting as hard. So it's much easier here to get them into low health without danger of taking them out. Now in terms of speeds here, like you see in my Darth Revan there, he was at 326. So looks like, you know, Rey speed there is about 320-ish. So, you know, you do want to make sure that your fastest character is faster than 320, so they can go ahead and apply fear like I did there with Darth Revan. I mean, you know, 320 I think on Darth Revan speed is not that hard to achieve, so I think that's not too bad. So the only thing really here you need to watch out for, that your Darth Revan is fast enough to go first, can apply fear, he can get death mark on him, and then whenever he's hit, he'll be equalizing health with Malak, and then Malak's you know, the threshold for his bonus turn and resetting his drain life ability will trigger, and then he can quickly get 2 drains off, take out Rey, as I showed you there. There you go, we're getting now very low health everybody already. So we got both their Holdo and Finn in red. Okay, just basic attacks there. Alright, put another hit in Holdo. Alright, there we go, got BB-8 now as well in red, so we got 3 dudes in red. So let's see what Basti can do here. Boom, there we go. Obviously Poe there, he was in yellow, so we didn't take him out, but the other 3 you were defeated in a single turn, and that's it really. That's how simple it is, and now Savage can use his overpower ability to finish off their Poe, and that's how you can easily here complete 3 out of 4 feats on tier 7 in today's challenge. So completed the battle with a full team of Sith units and then defeating 3 enemies in the same turn. Okay, so this is team that I use here then to complete the health recovery feat. Now, as you can see, all my Sith are already leveled up. This is because I'm going after Sith Eternal, and in one way this I think would be easier if you have a lower level Sith, like for example I got Gear 8 there on Savage. If I would have also maybe Gear 8 there Sith Assassin, then Holdo would eventually will be taking them out with an AoE, and every time a Sith ally gets defeated, you're getting extra stats. Most importantly, you get 50% max health for your Sith allies. So this would really then give extra juice to Malak, that he would be able to survive bigger hits. But in my case, you know, the only like low level Sith I have is Savage. If you do have, you know, 2 like Gear 8 Sith, I recommend putting those. But the core here is Malak, Trey, and Wat. The remaining 2 Sith, just put the weakest Sith in here that you can, because actually you do want them to be dying, because this will boost the stats to Malak and Treya. And the reason why I use Malak lead here, because with any other lead, again, we were just too powerful. These guys are just too powerful, and they took out the enemies too quickly, because remember, you have to take damage that you can recover health. So you have to, you know, come to a point where they can't take you out and you can't take them out, and you're just going back and forth. They're hitting you, you're hitting them back, recovering health, and as well, obviously, what there, his stack helps you with the health recovery as well as his heal over times as well. I'm assuming they count because we have no way of knowing what does it actually means recovering health from Sith ally abilities. And Traya there is really for her unique, because her unique will cleanse Sith allies when they get a turn, because OG Finn, he can stun your Malak on his special attack, and obviously you don't want your Malak to get stunned and then not being able to get a turn and recover health, so he might get taken out. Because remember, the stacking damage that Resistance get through the modifier, as well as Finn himself, he's stacking damage, so that's why Traya is there. And as well as she will help us in beginning to get Isolate out, so we can control the taunts, control the turn meter there on Rey, so we can go ahead and take her out. So the core here is definitely Watt for his tech, Traya for her Isolate and cleansing, and then Malak there, he's there, you know, for taking all the hits and then recovering lots of health. Now, before I get in, I did have to remod my Malak here to give him more speed, because remember, the first battle, it looks like Rey's speed is about 320-ish, so you do want to go first, because you want to make sure that your Malak gets death mark on him, and then they will have to keep hitting him, and every time they hit him, he will take damage, they will get feared, and then you can obviously hit them back and recover health. So I did bump his speed. I just put, I moved mods from my Bastila Fallen onto him, and now his speed is at 327, which is fast enough that he will go first. Then it's also worth mentioning that here, Drain Life, obviously I do not want to use it more than twice, because if I use it third time, then his basic will start applying healing immunity, and again, you don't want that. You want the enemy to be able to, you know, recover some health so they can stay alive longer, so they can do more hits on you. Alright, so first let's apply Med Pack over on Malak, that will be recovering health, for helping him recover health. Then first you want to apply Shock on Poe so he can't taunt. And now it's because Malak did the damage first, he got death mark on him, so everybody's forced to go after him. Now here you will want to isolate Rey. Make sure when you isolate it you don't target Malak, because you don't want to give him protection up buff from Traya, so just always target Watt there. Now we dispelled one taunt and another taunt came, unfortunately. Now Malak's got a healing immunity, however he will take quick turns now. I will save the Drain Life just for Rey. Remember, I will just use it twice, so both drains I'm saving for Rey. So they also got ability block there, and that's why you really want here Traya. Now also Savage here is useful. He is as well there, has some passive cleansing ability, so he cleansed there actually Malak. And there we go, we finally got through to Rey, so we can use first drain on her. Okay, so then the next drain will take her out. Okay, but we got a taunt here to deal with again, so let's go ahead dispel that. Okay, Sith Assassin can boost our turn meter now, so we can go after Rey here again. There we go. Okay, now we don't need to isolate anybody else for the time being. Let's just keep Rey isolated until we get another drain online here with Malak. Okay, put a big hit there. Wasn't really big enough. Anyway, here we go. Took out Rey, and from here on out, I'm not going to use Drain Life anymore for Malak. I do not want to get the first stack of Dark Infusion, because his basic will then start applying healing immunity, and I don't want to apply healing immunity on them. I want them to be able to heal up. Now, next, you will want to isolate BB-8, because if he gets Illuminated Destiny off and, you know, spreading secret intel, especially OG Finn, OG Finn can really then almost one-shot Malak. So now you just want to keep that isolation over on BB-8 here, so he can't spread secret intel and give them Illuminated Destiny. And here you can just now hit basic and let these guys go to work here. Because, you know, you don't want to be using special abilities, taking these guys out. So there you go, Low Gear Savage was taken out there by an AoE. So if my Sith Assassin would be as well low gear, or any other Sith that you have low gear there, you put 2 low gear Sith in there and they both get taken out by AoE from holdout, then your Malak will receive 100% extra health, which is really good, because, you know, Finn will start ramping up his damage, and, you know, the more health Malak can have, the bigger hits he can take, the more health he can then recover. So definitely I feel like this feat would be easier if my Sith would be a bit weaker. But anyway, I have to work with what I have. Okay, so here we're just gonna probably for like, you know, about 5 minutes here, just have it on basic here, and let the AI play it for you. I also removed the target here when I hit autoplay on basic, because I don't want that they just focus down on one enemy. I want them to spread the damage, so they can keep kind of healing, because, you know, both Finn and Holdo there, they have healing ability, so just let them a little bit heal up, stay alive. I don't want to just focus down on one enemy and take them out. Now BB-8, if he wouldn't be isolated, he could gain foresight and then also recover some health when he evades, but again, you want to keep that isolation on BB-8 so he doesn't spread secret intel, which will boost offense on them, as well as boost their turn meter, and most importantly, if he does get Illuminated Destiny off with extra offense up and critical damage and things like that, you know, Finn could potentially one-shot your Malak. So you go, Finn started ramping up damage now, he's doing 50k hits already. So you definitely want to keep an eye here on Finn, because once he starts putting some big hits, you know, getting your Malak in low health, then you probably want to take it off auto and take out Finn. Because obviously, you know, you do need to keep Malak alive here to win this battle, because without Malak, these guys wouldn't be able to win battle themselves, especially once these guys have so much stacking offense already. So you can see, you know, already running this auto now for about a minute. So let me just a little bit fast forward here. We don't need to watch this everything. She's just kind of going through here. So about what, 2 minutes in now of auto playing on basic, 3 minutes in. All right, about 4 minutes here already. So already auto playing auto here. Yeah. So let me actually back up here. So as you can see that, you know, when Finn gets some big hits here. Well, let me show you. So this is about 3 minutes in. You know, Finn will start doing some big hits here. Okay, come on Finn, buddy, take a turn. Boom, so there you go, 120, almost 130k hit on Malak. So as you can see, Finn is really ramping up his damage. So once, you know, he starts putting big hits, here you want to take it off auto and just focus on Finn. Make sure to take him out, because right now he's becoming a threat. You don't want, you know, his big hits there to take your Malak out. And again, you know, that's why having Trey there, so when he does get stunned on that big hit, Trey can cleanse him, and then Malak can do a big hit as well and recover. But remember, we do not want to use Drain Life here anymore. We do not want our basic to start applying healing immunity. So I just took it off basic here, just going after Finn here. Here you can use special attacks, except Drain Life, it is not an issue. Obviously got here Taunt from Poe. So I just decided here, okay fine, I'll isolate Poe, so I can finish off Finn before he puts another big hit into Malak, you know, because his stacking damage is slowly becoming dangerous. One more hit here. Okay, and then here again, with Finn out, we can just again put here on basic and let AI kind of do the battles here for you. Because, you know, with Finn out of the way, you know, there's no danger of these guys actually taking you out, because while, yeah, they do a little bit stack damage from the modifier, what released threat that Finn himself is stacking as well, especially on his special attack, and do some big hits. So these two guys left, you know, they can't really do anything. They do a little bit damage, you know, which we do want, so we can recover health. But it's not like that. It's not like they're any threat really to take you out. So there you go. We're about like what, 9 minutes in here into the battle, but probably what, autoed about 5 minutes of this 9 minutes, so it's not too bad. There you go, finished off Poe, and then this finally here completed the last remaining feat of recovering health, more than 1.5 million of health from Sith ally abilities, whatever that means. Some clarification from CG would be useful for this, but there are a combination of Watt's med pack on Malak, and then Malak himself recovering health from his health steal, and as well heal over times that Watt is spreading. You know, it does help a little bit here to recover enough health and get the max rewards this time. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.